I honestly just got so triggered by Caitlin Clark's golf debut, and it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA. Because Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
So Caitlin Clark walks onto a golf course. No, this isn't the start of a joke. It's the beginning of how the LPGA just slam dunked on the WNBA's marketing strategy.
I talked about it in a previous video how this Pro-Am event originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event? Can you live stream it? All of these things. And also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world. And her name is Nelly Korda. So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere in the LPGA, and that was great. Fans were really excited about that. There was so much buzz online. She was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event. And
Seriously, who would have thought golf would outplay basketball in promoting a basketball star? We're diving into this bizarre turn of events, and trust me, it's more entertaining than watching Clark try to hit a hole-in-one. Picture this, Caitlin Clark steps onto a basketball court, and the crowd goes wild.
And doing this because they knew that there would be so many eyeballs on Caitlin. So if they put their #1 golfer, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead, if they put her next to Caitlin, also a professional golfer. She said what she has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls. But for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else. I also wanted to point out this quote from Brittany Lincecum, I believe.
But here's the twist. It's not even a basketball game. It's a golf event. Yeah, you heard that right. WNBA's newest star is making waves in a completely different sport. Now, let's talk about how the WNBA handled Clark's debut. You'd think they'd be all over it, right? Nope. They barely made a peep. It's like they forgot they had the hottest rookie in years joining their league. Talk about dropping the ball. But while the WNBA was snoozing, guess who woke up and smelled the opportunity? The LPGA.
How cool for her to come out and support us this week and only help grow women's golf. Now, from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic, the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season last season. There's immediate hesitancy. Is that a word? There's immediate hesitancy about giving Caitlin Clark too much praise. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark, and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And
the golf folk. They saw Clark's star power and decided to run with it. They invited her to play in their Pro-Am event, and boom, people showed up like it was Black Friday at a TV store. Imagine this. Clark's out there swinging golf clubs, and there are more fans watching her than some WNBA games get. That's wild, right? She's not even playing her own sport, and she's drawing crowds like crazy. It's like she's got some kind of magic touch. But wait, it gets even better. The LPGA didn't just throw Clark out there alone. They paired her up with their top player, Nelly Korda.
They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much and forget about everyone else who came before her. Didn't want to put her on MVP ladders. Didn't want to put her as Rookie of the Year until it was so evident that they had to. Let's just make sure that everyone else is also happy. Like, that seemed to be the consensus for the entire WNBA season. There was just so many things that it felt like it was always just a little bit of a push, like make sure you don't do too much. We don't want to give her too much praise. We don't want to tweet about her too much. We don't want to post about her too much. We don't want to give her too much media coverage.
Smart move. It's like they're saying, hey, look at these two awesome athletes hanging out together, and people ate it up. Now, here's where things get really weird. The WNBA, they didn't say a word about Clark's golf adventure on social media. Nothing. Zero zip. It's like they didn't even notice their star rookie was out there crushing it in a different sport. And you know what happened next? The LPGA's event with Clark was trending everywhere. Sports networks couldn't stop talking about it. It was all over Twitter, Instagram, you name it. Clark was the talk of the town.
And what I thought was so interesting and what prompted me to even make this video because I got so upset about it was the fact that the WNBA posted nothing. Zero. Posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this Pro-Am event. Their players hanging out with Caitlin, and obviously they're showing their golfers as well. But Caitlin Clark is all over this. And this was the perfect opportunity for the WNBA. If you look at the LPGA Twitter account, it is filled with Caitlin Clark things. Photos of her, a whole video of the fans cheering her, signing things, taking photos.
And it wasn't even for basketball. So there you have it. The LPGA just schooled the WNBA on how to promote a basketball star. Who would have thought golf would be the one to figure out how to make the most of Caitlin Clark's fame? It's like they stole the ball right out of the WNBA's hands and scored a hole-in-one. All right, you'd think a basketball star would be out of her element on a golf course, right? Well, Clark showed up in gold-soled Nikes like she owned the place. And what happened next had the crowd going wild for reasons no one expected. Let's talk about Clark's actual golf game. Spoiler alert, she's not quitting basketball anytime soon. Her first tee shot, not exactly PGA Tour material. But here's the thing, Clark laughed it off like a champ. She's out there joking about her not-so-great shot, and everyone's loving it. You know what's wild? Even when she's bad at golf, people can't get enough of her. Fans are lining every hole just to catch a glimpse. It's like they don't care if she can hit a straight drive. They're just thrilled to see her there. Clark's having the time of her life out there. She's cracking jokes with Nelly Korda, the world's #1 golfer. Can you imagine? Clark's like, I've watched and she's amazing, but golf is hard. No kidding, Caitlin, but that's what makes this whole thing so fun. The golf course turned into a party. I'm telling you, Clark's signing autographs left and right, taking selfies with fans. It's like everyone forgot they were supposed to be watching golf. And get this, Clark accidentally hits a ball into the crowd. Most pros would be mortified, right? But Clark, she turns it into a moment. She signs a ball for the fan she hit. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade. The LPGA's eating this up. They're posting Clark content like there's no tomorrow. It's like they struck gold without even trying. By the end of the day, Clark's made golf look cool to a whole new audience, and she didn't even have to be good at it. You know what's crazy? This whole thing was part of Clark's deal with Gainbridge. They're all about promoting women's sports, and boy, did they nail it with this one. Clark's out there saying, "It was so fun. I got to do it for free and have fun with them." Free? Are you kidding me? The LPGA got a slam dunk of publicity. And they didn't even have to pay for it. All right, let's wrap this up. Caitlin Clark just showed everyone how to turn star power into gold, and she did it in a sport she barely even played. That's crazy, right? She's out there swinging golf clubs, and suddenly everyone's talking about women's sports. Now here's the million-dollar question. Will the WNBA wake up and smell the opportunity? Are they going to start giving Clark the spotlight she deserves? Or are they going to keep sleeping on their biggest star? You gotta wonder if they're kicking themselves right now. One thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark's not just changing basketball, she's shaking up the whole sports world. She's crossing over into different sports, bringing fans with her and making it look easy. That's the kind of star power that doesn't come around often. The WNBA better step up their game, or they might find Clark stealing the show somewhere else again.